Konnichiwa, homies. My name is Jerk, and this is the big show. How's everybody doing? Thank you all for joining me on the last stream. I think I'm getting the hang of it. And though we are still chasing the elusive live in front of a studio audience Kraken, that doesn't mean we can't bring you all a more private one-on-one session with a very elusive and shy guest whom fears physical contact. So I had this more intimate interview with tonight's guest. One I think you will still enjoy, as it is, well, a doozy. Now, before I show it to you, let me just mention that as part of the 2-year celebration, Ouija has granted me the special powers to award a premium tier 4, 5, and 6 ship to some lucky viewers, and I plan on giving those away on Thursday morning stream, so if you're interested in that, you may want to swing by, especially if I can figure out how to pick winners. Anyway, if you turn your eyes to the big screen, we'll play back this riveting interview with a ship that is going to be a big star. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tier 7 Japanese light cruiser, Suzuya. This is the current campaign ship, and as part of the WoW's community contributor program, they lend me and the others this ship for a week so we can try it out and just provide some feedback and videos to you guys so if you have any questions. Now, I am going to go out on a limb and suggest that just about every single CC will say, this thing is ridiculous. Now, it does only have 1/6 HE pin, but it is still Japanese HE, which hits hard, and thanks to some questionable choices in the past coming back to haunt them, you can spec it to have an insane chance of fire. I do admit it does feel good to get triple fires on Wichitas in a single salvo. So for this game, let me put up the commander and modules I'm using. Now, this is early in my trying things out, but I can say with near certainty, this is pretty close to the final build I'll be using. Biscuits on the menu, but I've got the gravy. So let's just get out here and showcase all these spectacular shells. This is definitely not something you want to be caught in when you're in a destroyer. And now I'm a member of the Clean Plate Club. To start things off, we are on Sleeping Giant, and you no doubt noticed I spawned at B, and look at where I am. I'm at B. We've got one sport ship by A, and every other single player on our team went to C. Battleship, cruiser, destroyer, it doesn't matter. They are going to C. So this is a questionable choice, me coming here? Yeah. It's likely to get me sunk, yeah. But doing nothing and just joining up with my team is a guaranteed loss. So when you play solo, it is on you to do the right thing, even if you're gonna get sunk. I'd rather do the right thing and exit early than do the wrong thing and have a long game that's still a loss, which is just gonna leave me frustrated with my teammates. You've got to be cruel to be kind. And that is going to bring us to the giant equalizing factor of this mad ship that spits hellfire. And that would be its armor. Yep, right there. You see that I get hit there, and it's really going to limit what I can get away with for the rest of this game. Your HP is what dictates how dumb you can get in a game, and I'm spending all my dumb points early. Because where I am, this isn't where this ship belongs. This ship should be in the penthouse waking up with a pounding headache, a tooth missing, maybe a tiger in the bathroom. I think there's a baby in there somewhere. This is a hangover ship. What do I mean by that? I mean this is the kind of ship I want to play when I barely want to play. A ship I play when I have had it with the blue team and want to sit back and just farm damage. And that's not really something I like to do that often. Some folks do, some folks don't. Different strokes for different folks, which isn't to say that you can't do something dumb in it, just that you are only going to get about one dumb choice per game. But I did have to risk that to get rid of the Red Destroyer because no one else was going to. And had I not, well, this game would have been over much earlier. But having done that, you will now see me do what this ship is meant to do. Burn. Burn them all. So I am retreating back to the north and trying to find a nice plot of land where I will be able to use it to block my detection and drop my fish in the water and shower the entire red team in gold on this golden pond. The loons! The loons! They're welcoming us to the back! Now, speaking of loons, our team of crack commandos at sea are still trying to escape into the Los Angeles Underground. I mean, it's both our destroyers, though at least some of our battleships are trying to reposition to the center. Though repositioning through a crossfire is, risky, to say the least. But keeping in the theme of hangovers, I'm just going to spin around out here like a drunken sailor, getting all my fish out in the water in hopes of being able to create a western front and establish a crossfire of our own. And this blue Bismarck that's in front of me, they're going to be heading over to the west entrance of A, and I do like that move. I just wish it had been at the beginning. But it is hard to blame them when the ships that spawned with them just said, "Funk the lemons," and bailed. It's never a good sign when your destroyers go behind that island in the center. They may as well be waving a flag that says, "Y'all ready to lose?" So, seeing as we have a moment, though I've covered it in some previous videos, basically putting Azurlane Atago on here as a commander, which I have done, will increase the chance of fire from the base 11% to a staggering 19%. So almost doubling it. And if you don't have that commander, I would recommend using Mikawa for the agility and turret traverse. But really, it's hard to argue that Azurlane Atago just isn't the best commander for this ship and for really almost all of the Japanese cruisers, though I do use Yamamoto on the Furutaka. I have to wonder if Ouija will ever put this commander on sale again, or if they've realized that maybe it is simply just too good. Surely someday we will get the Zhao as a legendary cruiser, and can you imagine Azurlane Atago on that? Ay, Dios mío. Anyway, so as we continue, I have put those torpedoes out for that Massachusetts, and I am hoping, among hope, that I can get a flood on there. Because if I can, that is going to leave them susceptible to more fire damage. So there is our torp pit. And now I'm just going to go ahead and get a few more fish in the water. And you're not going to believe what happens with these torpedoes. Well, you'll believe it because you're going to see it. But it is comical to say the least. Behold as Jerk performs what can only be described as a Top Gun maneuver. I call it a classic island hide and seek. I'm going to do what every battleship commander hates and hide behind an island and spam HE. Now we all know that Massachusetts just used their damage control, and of course I get a fire. Do you think I can get another one on this Nick Salvo? I mean, each shell has a 19% chance. So of course I do. So I've got this Massachusetts in a toasty situation. So things are not necessarily looking good, but at least I'm going to be getting us closer to that magic 300,000 damage number that we're all so fearful of hitting. And now I think we're going to see the funny torp situation I was describing before. Yeah, that Massachusetts dodged and then oversteered and actually drove back into them. Seriously? That's when the Benson decided to actually do something and get itself killed, of course. There was a sinking Massachusetts. They came out, decided to get spotted, and for what? So yeah, our Bismarck is heading into the A-cap. I'm going to just be doing what I can with this Ganize now. I do have it at range, so I should be able to dodge its shots with relative ease. We are still going to have a problem over on the east, though, as our battleship way out to the north just hasn't been able to put much together, unfortunately. But that's okay. I am just here to damage farm. I'm hungover. I mean, not really, but this is what you do in this ship. You sit back and you just farm sweet, sweet damage, and we're going to have a bumper crop. Now, is this exciting and riveting gameplay for you? Maybe, but I think, not that there is a choice, but I think the Ojakov is way more fun than this ship. But I do think we will see some insane damage numbers with this one. I was itching to find a 5 legendary battleship game today, but I just didn't have any luck. But we all know those players will be out in force by this weekend, and the whales, they should have their conquerors this week too, so will we see a 300,000 damage game soon? Yeah. Hell, maybe by the time this posts. To me, the sky is the limit with the damage you can do in this ship, but that is also the problem. Yeah, I'm going to put up some serious numbers in this game. Not over 300,000 damage, but my XP is going to be impressive. But I won't be carrying this team to a win. That's just not something I feel this ship can do, as it is just too squishy, and you are too reliant upon damage over time. And if you play like me, which is to say, go into every game expecting to have to do everything, I just don't think this ship is going to be able to do it. But I could totally post the in scoreboard and say, I tried my best. Is this a certified Kraken printer? I don't think so. But it is a certified Witherer printer, absolutely. It took 75,000 XP to get this Kraken, but I had a Witherer in the very first game. And I would be willing to bet almost seriously that I got a Witherer in every single game that I've played this in. And if I hadn't taken that huge hit in the beginning, then who knows what could have happened here. I know their remaining battleship beyond that Massachusetts is very weak, and I have faith in my abilities to take on the rest should they choose to chase me, which they will. But there goes our last remaining battleship. So now it's going to be up to me to pull off something stunning here, but instead what you will see is me do something dumb. I do go ahead and pop my plane, hoping that the fire on the Massachusetts would keep them spotted. So I'm trying to just continue to lob these shots over these hills and reset and get a fire, and it looks like it's gonna work. Yeah, it's just kind of a bummer when I think about it. This could have been a really good game. So anyway, the Massachusetts is going to go down here, and then I believe we become immediately spotted by the Nick ship, which is a Belfast, right? Where are they? I know they're around here somewhere. Show yourself. Oh, another Suzuya. All right. Well, we'll get some shots off there. We're still spotted, so probably the destroyer over here. Nope, it's that Belfast from earlier. Okay, well, I should be able to take this down pretty easily. And maybe that'll get us, what, Kraken 222? But we haven't sank that yet. And we're still spotted. What could it be? Perhaps an overzealous destroyer? What happens to destroyers who get close to this thing? Pow. Alright, there we go. That is Kraken 222 in the Suzuya. And I'm sure that destroyer put out torps. Yeah, there they are. Alright, can we get this 6-pack? Surely they... Okay, well, there is the other set of torps, so let's just turn and dodge those and get this Belfast. Am I going to turn enough? Uh-oh. Oh, bonk. All right, let's see the scoreboard. 3,358 XP in a loss, the highest XP on both teams. Had I been able to pull off this win, do you know what that XP would have been? No, seriously, do you? I think it would have been close to the god tier mythic over 5,000 XP. But if wishes were horses, then I'd have a herd. So as it were, blue team, you have brought great shame upon the House of Blue. Red team, I wouldn't get too high on your horse either, though y'all did pretty decent. That wraps it up for this one. If you prefer your stir-fried ship Caliente, hit like. If you prefer your battleship Tartar, hit dislike. Questions, comments, condolences, leave them down below. And to not miss the next epic failure, consider murdering the subscribe button with your clicky device. Thank you all for watching. I'll get back out there for another one soon, and we will talk then.